This is part 3 of the interview with Travis Maron and his thoughts on parenting young athletes.
Well, what's funny is you were mentioning and we're talking about adults with trainers and training and all those things. And now what we have is, because it's so prominent and we know we can get away with it, we have companies selling to us, train like the pros. And that's what they mean, train like the pros. Well, let's think about that. Is it okay for an 8-year-old to train like a professional athlete? Right. But us as parents and we're eating that stuff up. I mean, oh gosh, if I get my 7-year-old in there now, goodness, how great are they going to be moving forward? I mean, that's the kind of stuff, and that's the place that we're at right now, and we're gobbling it up. And our kids are seeing elite athletes all over TV and seeing how great it is, and in commercials, and the culture is one of the superstar.
Back to the college scholarship thing. Scholarship is one financial motivator.
Sure, but that's what's so funny is if you really dive into it, if you're lucky, you're getting a very, very small percentage of a scholarship. And I guess there's something to be said about, and it's that proud parent thing, right? Well, my kid's a college athlete and has a scholarship, but if your driver is, I'm paying all these thousands and thousands of dollars and I'm going to get that back and some when my kid is, in law school at Stanford, you need to take a look at that, because there's only a few sports that actually provide full ride scholarships. Basketball, football, for girls, it's a blank right now, but there aren't many. And the average scholarship is roughly between $9,000 and $10,000. And those of us who know how much tuition is for school a year, that's a very, very small percentage. And so again, it's that, what are we chasing? And are we chasing the right thing? And do we have the information and the background about what that is? And are we doing we just need to do what's best for our kid now. And there's a pretty prominent guy who does this topic as well, talks about youth sports, and he's had families ask him, okay, how do I ensure, where should I kind of place my money as far as trainers and clubs and all these things to help my kid get that scholarship? And he said, I just put it in the bank. Right? I just put it in the bank. That's your best opportunity to make sure that your money's going to be used the right way. Exactly. And so yeah, it's kind of funny about that piece with the pursuit and the motivator of that college scholarship.
Yeah. You said 30 to 50% of parents with kids in youth sports believe that their child will earn an athletic scholarship.
Right.
And that's probably has a lot to do with pride, but at the same time, everybody who thinks that, or most of them, have their head in the clouds on that one. And then
sure,
more statistics that you have. Of the 440,000 college athletes, 2 to 3% are receiving any athletic scholarship. Less than 1% receive a full ride. And you already mentioned the average. But I want to go back also to, you started to talk about sort of, return on investment, right? And we should be helping our kids now, right? And, it's somewhat counterintuitive, but as you invest more, you talk about this, as you invest more in helping your kid be a better athlete, you start to think, okay,
sure.
Like, especially when the kid's maybe he's having a bad day, maybe had a long day at school, maybe didn't get enough sleep the night before, who knows what, but he's just like, I don't want to go, and you're going to make him.
Sure.
Or her.
Sure.
Because you paid for it. And not only did you pay for the season, but maybe you invested above and beyond that
Right.
to help them be better. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that a little bit more.
Well, the investment piece, and that's what's interesting, is the longer that you're part of it, and the more time and energy that not only your child places, but the adult places, the trips and the money and the uniforms and the support and being at games, the more it feels like our own instead of our kids. And it really is kind of common sense. I mean, we are a very close extension connection of our kids, and when we see them perform well or not, we connect ourselves very firmly to that. And then the more time that we invest in it, we lose a little bit more of ourselves a little bit, and it's all our joy and our weekends and everything's connected to that. What goes away, and I think honestly the number one missing ingredient for anything right now with our kids is patience. We just don't have the patience, and the more we invest the time, the energy, our patience level really dwindles. Our expectations are high. I've paid these thousands of dollars for my son, and I've done all these. Why am I not seeing the results? And it's that piece of who's this for, and what are we really wanting to gain and garner for our kids. So that's I believe the biggest missing piece is that patience piece. And then again, stepping back and saying, what is this really about? What's really important in the big picture of this all? What do I really want for my kid?
Our fourth and final video of our talk with Travis will be out soon, and will cover his thoughts on what we can do to be more aware and better arm ourselves to be the best parents we can be of our young athletes.